Omar Ortiz Global. Please like and subscribe my channel. Please like and subscribe. Omar Ortiz Global. I am Omar Guzman Ortiz. Please like and subscribe my videos. Please like and subscribe my videos. Today's topic, I'm going to talk about how people of color spend money, thousands of dollars on items as far as designer goods, cars, vacations, what have you. And we go to an establishment that clearly does not want us there because of our race. We insist on putting money in people's pockets, hundreds, thousands of dollars in people's pockets, so they can feed their family, so they can be more popular after we wear their items to our friends and family. We do all this knowing that people don't want you wearing their clothes. They don't want you driving that car. They don't want you buying that bag, due to the fact that some of these designers feel though that you are lowering the quality of their designer goods due to the fact that you are wearing it. Lo and behold, we have different companies, including Timberland. Timberland, back in the 80s, that really became popular because the rappers at the time started wearing Timberlands. You had one of the owners of Timberland said he did not want us wearing their clothes. I mean, and wearing those boots, excuse me. I'm paraphrasing what he said. Didn't want us wearing those boots. And then he also said that, well, you know, it's a fad thing. It'll go and come. But lo and behold, once these rappers from the Wu-Tang Clan started wearing these Timberland boots in their music videos, not only on the East Coast did rappers start wearing these boots, but also everyday people started wearing these boots. Then it migrated to the West Coast, where they were wearing the boots, even though it's not exactly a cold weather type of place. But the point is this. The whole dynamic of Timberland, which is known as a staple in the rap community to this day, not only did they end up patronizing black people and also women, because now, what, 20, 30 years later, you have Timberland has different type of boots and styles and clothing and all these things. But the catalyst of this whole thing was a demographic that they did not want wearing their item due to the fact that they felt as though these young black men were an abomination. They did not want you wearing their things until the money started rolling in, to the point where they actually were paying men of color to advertise Timberland boots. So as you're going to see here in this video, I'm going to show Oprah Winfrey, who years ago had gone to a store over in Europe, and they did not want her to buy the bag. First of all, they didn't think she could afford it because they didn't know there was Oprah Winfrey. And then we're going to go part two of this whole thing and go to Jim Jones, who recently went to a Gucci store and was disrespected and still bought the items anyway. Omar Ortiz Global. Please like and subscribe my videos. Please like and subscribe.
Reasonable with. So we're at the Louis Vuitton store and we see this cute little Louis Vuitton bag. And so she says, you know, I'd like to have that bag. And I said, okay. So we say to the sales guy, this is the bag. We'd like to have this bag. And he said, no, madame, this bag cannot be sold. This bag cannot be sold. It's impossible.
It cannot be sold to you because you're a black woman.
But the bag is right there. It's on the shelf.
Oprah Winfrey is making fun of this whole situation, but there's nothing is funny about it.
That's never happened to me, you know? And the bag said, I said, and so he says, no, 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 no. This bag is for the Italian people. It's only for the Italian people. And perhaps you can go to your country and you can find the bag in your country.
And he's pretty much
So then we're
acknowledging that he's a racist. He's a racist. He's a racist, and people there are astonished that he had the nerve, the audacity to admit he's a racist.
It's only for the Italian people? What kind of bull is that?
And why is it funny? It's sad. It's not
nobody says
funny.
anything. We all just start like looking at each other. Like, did you hear what he said? Gail said, they obviously don't get the Oprah show. He needs a sign. Okay, so we're stunned. So Reggie, who is a joke a minute, he goes, well, we need to go find some Italians to come in here and buy this bag. So we
Why would you have to go find a white person to help you buy a bag because you're black?
So we're like, well, can we see the
Why
manager?
would you go through all that? It makes no sense to
I cannot disturb
me.
the manager because you cannot have this bag. You cannot have this bag. So by this time, we really want that bag. This is the only bag I want.
Why do people of color insist
Actually, what
on
happens
putting
is,
money in
he
people's
says,
pockets that don't
I
like
convince
you?
him, no, the four of us convince him that you need to get the manager here. So he says, I will call the manager. I will call the manager and we can see.
No, what you should have done, you should have left
And he calls the manager and he's like,
and spent your money elsewhere.
He does that. Still, we can't have the bag. So we go get our guide, Angelo, who is Italian. We bring him in. Would you please not explain to the man that we like the bag and he's Italian? So then they get into this whole big thing and he's going, no, 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 no. No. So then they bring the manager out and the manager finally says, we can have that bag. We can have the bag. So thank you very much. So then Kirby's standing there and she's just looking at the bag.
We can put the money into someone's pocket. It's interesting, you had to get a white man, talk to another white man, you still didn't
Then
get
they
the
go off
bag.
and they have another conversation. And I think that was the Oprah Winfrey conversation that the guy had with them. So he comes
You're
back
special
and
and you're different.
Madame, you may have the bag with pleasure.
Rapper Jim Jones goes off for getting discriminated against at the Gucci store after spending almost $30,000.
$30,000 in Gucci.
We've been in Gucci for about an hour. Since we came here, having nobody came and showed us no courtesy, no amenities, no nothing.
And you look like a
Not
fool.
even a drink of water. Asked to speak to a manager. Sent me a black guy out here that started telling me some bullshit. So they got the black guy racial profiling on black people. Asked to speak to a manager bigger than him. Everybody disappeared. Ain't nobody come out yet. I still ain't getting nothing. I didn't even have a salesperson inside of my VIP suite the whole time I was there. I had to keep screaming for VIP people to help me out. Now everybody don't know where the real manager is. You heard? It's time. I'm tired of this.
Spent $30,000 and no one came out there to assist
We
you.
hire these black people and these black
you crying and
people
complaining
are
that you
more
can't
racist
spend
than
more
white
money
people when they get their job inside of Gucci.
to make the white
And
man
the bill was
rich.
like $29,000, but we didn't pay that yet. You heard?
The whole reason why I did this video was not because of Oprah Winfrey cooning for these white people or this ridiculousness of Jim Jones, the rapper. His rap group is called the Diplomats up in New York. Was really on top of their game, Cameron and whatnot in the 90s. The whole point of this video is how people of color, kowtow, beg to give money to people who literally are spitting in your face and pretty much calling you the N-word. The only reason why Oprah made a big joke about the whole thing is she had to cater and kowtow and shuffle her feet for her white audience there. Because the majority of the people that really watched Oprah back at that time and still pretty much were white women. It pretty much was her demographic. Of course, you have black women in there also, but they don't have the kind of numbers that white people have, as far as worldwide for us watching Oprah Winfrey. So she made a comical situation about what happened to her, which was totally disrespectful. It was sad. You're a millionaire this time, not even a billionaire, but you're on the cusp of becoming a billionaire, and you're sitting up here making a light of a situation when you were totally disrespected. The whole thing after the show was so bad that one of the people from I think it was Burka Bag. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to get sued, but I think it was Burka Bag she was trying to buy. But whatever company, the point is that whoever the company was, they had one of their big wigs fly from Italy to the show to personally apologize to Oprah Winfrey due to the fact that they didn't want to have to deal with the backlash or the boycott. Because the thing about it is, black people spend more money per capita for decades than any other group of people in this country and around the world. Pretty much, I'm gonna repeat that to you. Even though you're supposed to be 17% of the population, you spend more money for African Americans more than any other demographic in this country. You control the money that the white man makes. That's what you do. Back in the 80s, Denny's. I had gone to a Denny's and had horrible service. I was over on the West Coast, and I vowed that I would never go back to a Denny's again. Then not too long after that, I believe it was some Secret Service agents that came into Denny's and were treated horribly. They didn't even want to serve them. They made a big stink about it. Then Jesse Jackson came out and said that we're boycotting Denny's. Nobody black go to a Denny's. Nobody. All of a sudden, when their money started getting low and they started losing revenue, they apologized. Now you're at the point at Denny's, they have programs for black managers and upward mobility in their company, and they're welcoming people of color into Denny's after the situation happened where Jesse Jackson said black folks don't go. Now all of a sudden you want to be friends with black people. You want black managers and assistant managers in Denny's. But lo and behold, Omar Guzman Ortiz does not go to Denny's. I don't even want to see the sign because I know what you did. I know what you did. But that black dollar goes a long way in this country. Then we're going to go over to talk about Jim Jones. Now, Jim Jones, I don't understand, just like Oprah Winfrey. Now, Oprah Winfrey, when she's at the peak, she could have really made her own bag. She could have made an Oprah Winfrey bag, sent them out of business if she wanted to. She could have badmouthed them, got them white people, particularly, to boycott that freaking store, came up with the Oprah bag, and she would have probably be a multi-billionaire now if she would have knew how to move the pieces on the chessboard. See, the problem with a lot of people, particularly black people, you're playing checkers when they're playing chess. Okay? That's the problem. Now we're going to go into this bonehead, Jim Jones. Jim Jones, a rapper from the Diplomats. And I didn't never understand why you could have gone on and just made your own clothing line. If you did have one, you should have made some noise with it. But at the time, the only time black people really start making moves, and when you see other people making moves. We're going to digress in this conversation and talk about MC Hammer for a second. Now, MC Hammer, who everybody made fun of, but MC Hammer has always been before his time. Even to this day right now, nobody knows about the millions of dollars that he's making off the internet services and that type of stuff. He owns a piece of, I think it's Twitter. Back when nobody even knew what Twitter was, because he always, just his position, because the thing about Hammer, he's always played chess. He didn't play any chess. Hammer at his time, he was laughed at in the rap community because the black people always worried about what the image situation looked like and thought he was a clown, because Hammer, he had a Hammer doll. He had his own little action figure. He had cartoons. He had cereal. He had all kind of things commercially that rappers who want to keep it real didn't want to do because they thought it was soft. Now, years later, everybody trying to advertise, even your People in Hollywood, as far as your actors, they're even on the bandwagon now. Because at one time, if you weren't on television and you went to movies, you didn't go back to television because that was in the mind at that time. You were downgrading yourself. But now, the one that really started the transition for that mindset was Michael J. Fox. Michael J. Fox went from his TV show. I forget what the name of his TV show, but he had a TV show that was extremely popular. He went on and jumped off that, and he ended up doing Back to the Future. When he did Back to the Future, he went back to his TV show, which was unheard of. He went back and forth. He did other movies, went back to his TV show, made his paper. But when he was accepted doing this whole thing, the other actors started doing the exact same thing. Denzel Washington, he started on television, playing a doctor. He went to movies, didn't really come back and do some stuff now. But now, at that time, it was not seen that way. And so the point of that whole conversation right there, when I talked about Hammer making a transition, selling different items on the hustle, Hammer getting into Silicon Valley right now and making money through the internet services and that type stuff, he's before his time, making moves. But really what it comes down to, when you talk about the whole subject at hand, stop going to places that you're not wanted. And what you need to do, instead of worrying about trying to patronize these people, when you make your own type of thing. Because before you go up there and buy something at a burger store, or go some other place where you're not wanted, you just get you another type bag. What is the big deal? We've always been in a situation, even going after slavery, when the people that made money had gold teeth. That's where the gold teeth came from. The gold teeth came from a status of that the slaves, once they became free and started making some money, the status was the gold teeth. That showed you had money. We've always been in a situation, going back to Africa, where we adorn ourselves in type of gold. This stuff is not new. It's in your DNA to do these type of things, to wear things, to show people, that show out your car, your clothing, your woman. Your woman is a status symbol. Then up into another subject altogether. But the problem is with black people, we're caught up into this whole status thing. You're going to wear Gucci, you're going to drive a Maybach or whatever you're going to drive, a Rolls Royce, Ferrari, and all these different things to impress people, instead of having some stocks, some bonds, some money invested in insurances that you can borrow off, or even land, and getting into real estate and renting out properties. I saw a rapper last year. She rapper's girlfriend, for his birthday, she bought him acres of land, and she was criticized. Why would you do that? Why you get him land? Listen, she bought him land because he can put a house, he can put Airbnb on there, he can make money off that land. If she would have bought him a Gucci bag, or Gucci whatever, or designer something, or a car that depreciates as soon as those tires come off the lot, your car depreciates. Only thing that you're going to buy, one of the things you can buy that's always going to make money is a Rolex. There's one thing about a Rolex. When you buy a certain Rolex, the older it get, the more money it makes. It increases in value. So, in conclusion, we have to be more money wise, and also be in a position where we're not going to be disrespected at different places and still spend our money. There are places that I went to, including Denny's. I spent my money, but I've never darkened the door. I see a Denny's sign now, I still get hyped because I didn't forget about the whole Jesse Jackson and the Black Secret Service situation that happened right after I had a situation with Denny's. I'm not going to forget that. Take pride in yourself. And instead of trying to patronize, you go ahead and create your own thing. As crazy as Kanye West is, that's what Kanye West does. He creates his own thing. Why am I wearing, why does he don't have to worry about buying anybody else's clothes? He has his own clothes. He has his own sneakers. Got his own studio. Has his own land. You can laugh all you want at him. You call him a nut crazy and all that, but he rolled the way he want to roll. He walks the way he wants to walk. And the man's worth like $2.something billion now. Please like and subscribe my videos. This is Omar Guzman Ortiz representing Omar Ortiz Global. The global's in there. Suppose your mind's supposed to think outside the East Coast and West, while you're supposed to think worldwide. Stop playing checkers when you should be playing chess. I'm out.